The 90s are back! Custom bikes from Tour de France Femmes 2025. The 1990s are making a comeback. Unique bikes from the Tour de France Femmes 2025. It's an exciting time in the world of cycling as we find ourselves in the midst of the Tour de France Femmes avec Zwift. If you've been paying attention to the race, you might have spotted some stunning custom bikes making their appearance. This prestigious event is not just a race. It's a prime opportunity for brands to showcase their products to millions of viewers worldwide. Unlike the men's race, many teams participating in the Tour de France Femmes have embraced the trend of custom bikes for the 2025 edition. And the results are truly eye-catching. At this year's event, a variety of custom bikes are gracing the starting line. From national champions flaunting unique paint jobs that celebrate their recent victories, to teams that seem to be channeling the vibrant styles of the early 1990s, there's a lot to admire. One bike even pays homage to the hometowns of certain standout riders, or at least to the professions of their parents. Let's take a closer look at some of these remarkable designs. Lidl Trek takes a nostalgic turn. Trek has certainly gone above and beyond for their teams at this year's tour. While the men's squad enjoyed a 3-week journey across France, showcasing Matisse-inspired Madones, the women's team may have outshone them with their own unique flair. This time, instead of drawing inspiration from a specific artist, the design reflects a nostalgic nod to an entire era. If you were around in the 1990s, you'll likely remember the trend of paint-spattered bikes that many brands adopted. Personally, I was reminded of an Alpine Stars mountain bike I once coveted, which featured a colour scheme strikingly similar to what the Lidl Trek team is sporting this year. Demi's Floral Fantasy. Meanwhile, at the FDJ Suez team, the front-runner for the general classification, Demi Vollering, has received a beautifully designed bike from Specialized. This bike is not just a mode of transportation. It's a tribute to her childhood spent on her family's flower farm. Specialized has gone all out, adorning her bike with a glossy yet subtle design that features an array of flowers. Up close, it evokes memories of those black scratch-off drawings that children love, where you scrape away the dark surface to reveal a burst of colours underneath, an experience that many parents can relate to, I'm sure. My Canyon's custom creations. For our final highlight, let's talk about Canyon, which has provided each rider at the Tour de France Femmes with their own custom painted bike, just like they do for their men's teams, including Alpecin de Scenic and Movistar. This initiative is part of Canyon's effort to showcase their custom paint program known as My Canyon, which offers a selection of artist-curated designs that look absolutely stunning. I've chosen to spotlight 2 bikes from this program. Naturally, one belongs to last year's champion, Kasia Niewiadoma-Finney. The other bike is for Chloe Dygert, whose bike stands out with its dazzling team leader treatment and a cosmic-inspired paint scheme that truly captures the eye. While I won't dive into the technical specifications of these bikes here, I encourage you to check out the accompanying video where I'll provide a detailed analysis of their builds and weights. Cheers, Dave. What do you think? As we celebrate these creative designs, it's worth pondering. Are these custom bikes merely a marketing gimmick, or do they genuinely enhance the rider's experience? Do you think the nostalgia of the 90s is a trend worth revisiting in cycling? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Tour de France Femmes 2025. Bike computers tech used by pros. Wahoo versus Garmin. Imagine a world where women's cycling is just as technologically advanced as men's. A world where female riders have access to the same cutting-edge bike computers, sports tech and training equipment as their male counterparts. Welcome to the Tour de France Femmes 2025, where this vision is becoming a reality. As I delved into the world of women's professional cycling, I was excited to see what bike computers and sports tech the riders were using. But here's where it gets interesting. The tech on the women's side is almost universally matching the men's side, especially among the world teams. This is a game changer, and it's awesome to see. I had the opportunity to check out 2 stages of the tour and take a closer look at the bike computers, power meters, and smart trainers the riders were using. And this is the part most people miss: the riders' preferences when it comes to bike computers, and how the teams decide which trainers to take with them. In the case of the 2025 edition of the Women's Tour, there is no time trial stage, which makes the teams' lives much easier. They don't have to carry 2 full sets of bike types, and they can opt for lighter, smaller trainers that are only used briefly before some stages. But what's really interesting is that almost all of the teams had riders warming up before the stage on Wednesday, which marks a bit of a departure from the past. Historically, it was rare to see more than a random rider doing a pre-stage warm-up on a regular non-TT day. So, what's driving this change? Is it the increased focus on sports tech? Or is it something else entirely? The bike computer side of things was dominated by Garmin and Wahoo, with the singular exceptions being Canyon SRAM's Hammerhead Karoo 3 and St. Michel's iGPS Sport. But here's the thing. The world teams, which are the highest level of professional cycling teams, are basically guaranteed slots to the Tour de France, and they have the most money and points. The next level down are the pro teams, which can get an invite and are usually more regional in nature. I suspect this will be the last year we see any of the invited pro teams not having complete sports tech sponsors, which is a massive upgrade from years ago. On the bike computer side, virtually all of the riders on the Wahoo-sponsored teams were riding the Wahoo Bolt 3, with just a few Roam 2 units. Meanwhile, on the Garmin side, almost all riders were on the Edge 840, with a sprinkling on the Edge 1050. Both companies have special sticker schemes for their teams, though not all teams took advantage of it. But what's really cool is that Hammerhead also equipped their riders with some colourful accessory shells, which appeared to be from the stock set of colours. And then there's the iGPS Sport IGS 800, which is definitely a contender in the bike computer market. On the power meter front, it's a pretty solid blend of Shimano, SRAM and FSA, with Shimano sponsoring the most teams. But what's really interesting is that we're seeing a mix of different power meters, including the FSA Powerbox, which is powered by Power to Max, and the Look power meters on Cofidis. So, what does this all mean for the future of women's cycling? Will we see even more advanced sports tech in the years to come? And what about the controversy surrounding the use of certain types of bike computers and power meters? Should there be stricter regulations, or is it up to the teams and riders to decide what they use? These are all questions that need to be answered, and we want to hear from you. What do you think about the current state of sports tech in women's cycling? Do you think it's a level playing field? Or are there still some disparities that need to be addressed? Let us know in the comments. And if you found this post useful, consider supporting the site by becoming a DC Rainmaker supporter. You'll get an ad-free experience and access to our behind-the-scenes video series. Otherwise, you can support us by shopping on Amazon using our affiliate link. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but your purchases help support this website. So, what are you waiting for? Join the conversation and let's take the world of women's cycling to the next level. Is this translucent saddle the coolest tech find of the Tour de France Femmes? Have you ever wondered what the coolest tech find of the Tour de France Femmes might be? Well, hold on to your helmets, because we're about to reveal a gadget that's turning heads and sparking debates among cycling enthusiasts. In the summer of 2022, Cycling Weekly welcomed Tom, an experienced news and features writer, into their team. Tom's not just any writer, he's a cycling aficionado with a flair for the French and Spanish languages, and a master's degree in international journalism to boot. Since 2020, he's been the charismatic host of the TT podcast, where he dissects races and interviews riders. If you're into cycling, you've likely heard his insightful analysis. Tom's love for cycling is as deep as the double-figure gradients he seeks out on his rides. He's not just an observer, He's a participant, with a personal best of 28th place in a hill climb competition, out of 40, no less. But here's where it gets controversial. Among the countless gadgets and gizmos showcased at the Tour de France Femmes, one item has caught Tom's eye and ignited a debate among cycling fans. It's a translucent saddle that promises to revolutionize the cycling experience. But what makes this saddle so special? And this is the part most people miss. It's not just about aesthetics. The saddle's unique design promises to enhance comfort and performance. Two aspects that are often at odds in the cycling world. As Tom explains, it's a game changer for riders who want to push their limits without sacrificing comfort. However, this saddle's potential to disrupt the cycling industry has sparked differing opinions. Some argue it's a much-needed innovation, while others worry about the potential drawbacks. What do you think? Is this translucent saddle the coolest tech find of the Tour de France Femmes? Or is it just a fad? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments.